Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. We are joined now by Debbie Frasca. Excited to have her here from Cardinal Healings, and she's the owner based out of Great River. I know you're a fellow Long Island gal. I read your story. I'm from Farmingville originally. I live in Huntsville, so we're not too far away. And you're an energetic, intuitive healer. So please introduce yourself to your listeners and viewers today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on. Yes, I'm an energetic, intuitive healer. This is literally a God-given gift. I've dabbled in some modalities, been interested in psychics and mediums, but what I'm doing now is just like literally a God-given gift that this is my purpose and this is what I'm here to do.
Well, would you mind starting off? I think it's important that we learn about you and you share a little bit about what brought you here.
Okay, sure. So I grew up in Montauk, Long Island, Montauk Point. I was just a shy kid, as all us empaths and healers were very shy, the black sheep of the family type thing. And, I was always interested in mediums and psychics and like just knowing more about that stuff. So as I got older, I'd go to mediums and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to know more. I want to know more. And I actually remember TLC had the show The Healer on. I'm like, I'm going to do that one day, not knowing I'd ever, way back when I had no idea. I'm like, I remember saying that. So this is definitely my purpose and why I'm here. And, I ended up finding a group online, an angel healing thing, and we did some group healings and started working on ourselves. But everyone in the group was like a Reiki master, this or that. And I'm just like, I'm here because I think it's cool. and it was like, I just started doing it. And first I had to work on myself and clear myself from all my childhood traumas, all my stuff. So I was a clear channel to help others. But we start doing partner work and I do my thing and I'm like, did you feel anything? They're like, oh my God, this and that. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're kidding,
Okay.
right?
When
They're like,
when did this gift start? So you're growing up on Long Island, you're a shy girl. What did you notice that was different about you?
yeah, just I guess as empaths, we take on everybody's energy, we feel things, but I didn't know that back then. Like I just, later in life, I was interested in the mediums and the psych. A lot of people think that's cuckoo and, wacky and stuff, but I was
Really?
drawn to that. So as I got
Oh,
older,
I
I
got
was drawn to it.
goosebumps.
That's, so yeah, not till so I'm 55 now. When I was 46, I started doing this. So when I was 50, I started the Cardinal Healings and doing this as a business. But as far as just being attracted to, like, drawn, when you feel like pulled to something, like I gotta know more about this, so that's what I like. So I started doing the partner work with people and people were feeling things and I'm like, is this really happening? Like, what is going on here? And I started, doing it more and more and people like, oh my God, I felt this and I felt that. And it kind of grew and literally these ideas get dropped in my lap for these different sessions. Like all my sessions I created myself, all these, like I created my own modality, basically. Like I dabbled a little in each and then created my own. But yeah, like later in life is when I did this. But yeah, growing up, I had a rough life, if you will. I check every box that a human could go through. I'm like, why is all this happening to me? And it's because, so now I'm compassionate and I deal with every situation I deal with. I know exactly what they're going through because I've been there, done that, so it's very interesting how I got to where I am today. And it's all that
Wow.
trusting and having faith and taking that leap and you know,
Now,
thank.
what were you doing before you were a healer? This is really cool.
So I was a carpenter. I was
Did your
like,
was your father? I mean, normally it's a man. My mother was a good carpenter. She's passed, but she was so handy. I can't do anything. Where did you learn this skill and these traits from?
oh, that's another thing. Like, so my grandfather was a carpenter and a fisherman. He actually built all the buildings in Montauk, the building in the middle of town, and all the Tudor homes in Montauk. He built those.
Oh
He
my
worked for Carl Fisher back in the day. So I have deep roots in Montauk. But I got divorced, and I love fixing things. Like when contractors would come over, I'd watch them. Like,
You're doing
I wanted to
it
know.
wrong. Yeah, like, dude, move over.
So
Let me do this.
I just started buying tools and I'm like, I want my own tools. I don't want to borrow tools. Like, so I got a chop saw and all these tools. And I started making things. I started with benches first, and then I started doing like signs and stuff for craft fairs because I'm like, I need to make some money for my. I was a single mom with the two kids, and I'm like, I worked full time in an office, but I needed to make extra money. So I started making Montauk signs and little like for the tourists to buy. So I did craft fairs for like 15 years. So people might know me from Out of the Woods Crafts. That I've done many craft fairs. I use my hands to make that, and they went all over the world. I shipped stuff all over the world. Christmas, my ornaments are on everybody's trees, and they open gifts from it. So that was cool. And now it transpired into this healing thing. But what is interesting, kind of, that this course, this angel healing, I couldn't afford it because I didn't have a lot of money
Wow.
back then. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I actually bartered with the girl I made a bunch of signs and she made the price cheaper. So it was just interesting how it like went into that. So I was able to do it, or else I wouldn't have been able to. And that's the thing. You have
Wow.
to trust and have faith that the universe will provide. And I mean, I've seen it 100 times in my life. Like you're on your last dollar and it's like all of a sudden the money falls in your lap. So
Wow, this is exciting. Okay, so you had a very successful, so it's called for 15 years your business, Out of the Woodcrafts. What was the name of the company?
Out of the Woods
Oh,
Crafts.
Out of the Woods Crafts. Got it. Okay, perfect. And you say it's never too late to reinvent yourself. And here you are now as an energetic intuitive healer. So you work with people all over the world with Zoom. Can you talk about the type of healings you do? I know it's physical, mental, and emotional. Like, explain it to us. This is awesome.
It is like crazy. So like I've created all these different sessions. So for example, one girl, I did the womb healing on this one girl. She tried for 5 years to get pregnant, went to every doctor, every place. I did the womb healing. The next month she got pregnant. She's actually due in September. So the womb space, all these trapped emotions land, and trapped emotions are like energy, balls of energy. Think like anger lives, lands in
Yeah.
your liver, all these. So the womb space, especially for women, all these teenage emotions, whether it's abandonment, effort unreceived, just not feeling good enough,
Yeah.
land in there, and they just cause I release them. So I just energetically ask that they be released and clean up the space, the womb, the room, so the soul can land in there. And the souls are like, I ain't going in that. You better clean that up before I land in there, right? So clean it all up, and then so I have like a bunch of girls, 15, 20, they tried to get pregnant for years and years and years, and now they're pregnant. Couple babies that were born. um Heartache and grief live in your lungs and heart, so people like can't
Ah,
breathe, they're like can't breathe. I just release heartache, effort, heartache, grief, release it. I'm like, take a deep breath. They're like, oh my god, I can breathe, like in
yeah.
seconds. Like
Wow.
20 years of back pain gone. I do this energetic chiropractor session. I literally align every vertebrae, and people feel ting 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 like they're on Zoom, mind you, on Zoom. Like people in California, wherever, their alignment, they stand up, they feel 2 inches taller, like headaches gone, back pain gone. It's crazy, I gotta say. Even most days I'm like, what is going on? But it's real. I've been doing this for 5 years. I work with people all over the world by Zoom, and they come back they're like, oh my god, that was amazing, which one do I do next, which session, because they're all designed for different things, different issues. But a man, he had melanoma on his lip, his top lip was turning black,
Mm-hmm.
and he went to the doctor wanted to cut his lip off. So his daughter sent him to me, and the first thing I said when I met him, I'm like, there's no way in hell they're going to cut your lip off.
Wow.
So 6 months later, I did some work on him. I just asked the cancer cells to go to the light, release, and in 6 months, lip pink, gone, no cancer. So I can't claim I can cure cancer, but
I
I've seen
get
it
it.
happen. So
Oh my gosh. Tell me some more
um,
stories. These, I mean,
oh,
hearing is believing.
exactly. So you know, heart walls. You put an energetic wall of emotions around your heart to protect yourself from the time you're a little kid. So I just take that down and open your heart, because we communicate with our hearts as souls. So that saved a marriage. They were going to get divorced, and she's like, my husband's really nice now that he took his heart wall down. I'm not going to divorce him anymore. Like literally, it's so funny. Um, oh my gosh, I release toxins. So a lady I work with, So when the liver and the kidneys aren't working properly because there's trapped emotions, trapped energy in there, causing dis-ease to the body's not working properly.
Yeah.
It creates uric acid to flood the body. So a lady, she couldn't move her hands. I cleared uric acid, uric acid, uric acid. By the end of the session, she could move her fingers. Like energetically, just asking that it be released. Um, yeah,
And this
it's
is a natural gift. This is not something you worked on or acquired. This is, how did you
this
first discover you had this gift? I mean, I know
just
you said you thought, but like, when did you know?
Well, like I said, when I joined that angel group, just because I thought it was cool, I'm like, I need to know more. I was drawn to it. I'm like, I need to know more. And then, like I said, I got there and everyone was like, Reiki, 20 years. They were psychics, mediums. And they're like, I'm like, I'm just here because I think it's cool. Like, I got nothing. And then I started, like, it's so funny because I hated school. And in
Yeah.
this angel group, like, I was literally like the valedictorian of our group because, like, I was all in. I was like doing my homework and like just doing the grounding techniques and different things. But like I said, we started doing partner work and I do my little thing. I created like a little script of what I was doing. And I'm like, did you feel anything? They're like, oh my God, yes, yes, yes. And as I was work, every person was like, yes. So then it took me a while to get over that self-doubt. Like, is this really happening? Like, am I
Yeah, of
really doing
course.
this? So, and then, people that know the old me, I'm not the person I was growing up. I'm not that shy kid anymore. Like it's all about stepping into your power and learning lessons. And so now at where I am now, there's no doubt after 5 years of doing this, people crying and like thanking me because most people in my community and don't go to doctors. They don't believe in doctors. I mean, unfortunately, doctors were lied to in medical schools and they're just trained to like dish out medication or rip out organs. And we need our organs. I always say God made the perfect human, right? Like God, our
Yeah.
bodies are amazing. We can grow a human being inside our
Yeah.
bodies. Like it can heal itself. And we've been lied to all these years because they wanted to keep us sick for big pharma, the billion-dollar industry. And, it's me against big pharma and the doctors, and I'm winning. It's like it literally, I'm winning. People like, you're my new doctor. Like they don't call their
Yeah.
doctors anymore. They call me, like literally.
Wow.
Um,
And tell us all forms of contact for you. How do we get in touch with you?
so it's cardinalhealings.com is the website. You can read about the different sessions and it's like there's a book now button on there to book the sessions. Um, cardinalhealings at Gmail is my email. But it's all by Zoom. It's very, like I said, I could work with people all over the world this way. And
Wow. All right. So I have Jen saying, I've had an incredible blessing to have had the antidote healing. I can't express the layers of healing I have experienced. Instantly, I felt huge shifts, not only physical, but emotional and mental. Thank you, Debbie. That's from Jen. Angel healing session cleared up so much. This is from Laura. So much blockage I was suffering from. I felt everything Debbie was saying in my soul. I physically feel so much lighter, and the cloud I had hanging over me finally disappeared. I had so much energy stuck in my back that I was finally freed. I finally feel such a sense of safety and security within myself. Thank you so much. I will definitely be back for more. Amazing, amazing. So you have the custom sessions, the angel healing sessions. There's the heart wall session. What's that one about?
that's the one that I was saying. We put an energetic
Oh,
wall of
okay.
emotion around
Okay.
our hearts. So I take that down. Yep.
Now, what about ladies like myself? I have two kids, 5 and 7, and I had to do IVF, couldn't get pregnant. I'm reading about the womb healing session. Does that help fix things?
Yeah. So I released medical toxicity. I released trapped emotions in there. Now you're looking to have more kids or you just want to clean up the space?
I
Yes.
am. I just went to the fertility doctor last week who did our telehealth waiting to get my period. So yes. But
Yes.
again,
And let me,
I'm 44. I have really like no eggs left. I'm not so good, but I
oh
believe.
yeah. I no, that would definitely help.
Goosebumps.
Yes, yes. So, every woman I work with has low estrogen. Every man I work with has low testosterone. And I'm like, what is going on? I know they're doing this by design because infertility is a $1 billion industry and ED is a $1 billion industry. I'm like, so reading stuff, I found out like fluoride is a big cause of low estrogen and low testosterone, and it's in our water, it's in our toothpaste. That's a big lie that fluoride is good for us, so it does calcify the pineal gland, which is the pineal gland is our antenna to creator and source. So they didn't want us to connect to creator and source. So they put It's the big lie. There are so many. We're going to find out very soon all the
I'm
big
dealing
lies.
with my kids right now with toothpaste, and the 5-year-old still likes the fluoride free one. And I said, no, you got to start using the bigger one with the fluoride. I don't know anything about fluoride. I just said the dentist says
No.
it's good. Here's your fluoride
Yeah,
treatment.
because the dentist was lied to in medical school too. Unfortunately, the medical school is owned by the bad people, and you know, medical school, dental school, and they're trained to make us not healthy. They want us sick so we keep buying their medications. And, I mean, they don't want us dead because then we aren't worth anything, but we're sick. All the poisons in our food. And that's what I do my reboot session. I release like 30 toxins, heavy metals, fluoride, food additives, stress hormone, parasites. That's why I did my antidote session where humans are like flooded with parasites. So I worked on a lady. Okay, she had a lump in her breast, and I tapped in. I got that it was parasites. So I cleared the parasites, and the lump was gone. So it proves it was a cluster of parasites in her breast. So what would she have done? She would have gone to the doctor. They would have done a test. Like they would have.
Biopsy.
Who knows what they would have done? But I mean, it was proof that it was a cluster of parasites.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
mean,
Well, let
I
me
mean,
ask you this. I suffer with severe IBS since I was a child. I've gone to the best doctors in the country. They say every time I eat, I bloat, no matter what it is. I've done the elimination diet. It's all BS. I've done the no dairy, no whatever, even though I'm not intolerant. And I just started 2 months ago. My doctor friend is in New Jersey, and I went for stem cell therapy treatment directly in my stomach. So he was injecting stem cells. And for 2 weeks out of my life, for the first time in my life, I had relief. I was able to eat, not bloat, not feel pain. And then we tried it, and then it went back to where it was. We did another form. It didn't really work again. So, like, my belief was the stem cells are going to change me and didn't do anything. Have you worked with anyone with severe stomach gut issues?
all the time. Okay, so another thing, everyone's like, I went to every doctor in the world, every specialist, nobody
Yeah.
can find anything. And I'm like, because it's invisible, it's energy, it's trapped emotions, it's traumas from childhood. So the digestive system, so trapped emotions land it, like think about an ulcer. An ulcer is caused by stress. Stress lands in the stomach and causes an ulcer, right? That's an emotion. So all the other emotions land in your liver, kidneys, stomach, small intestine is huge. The rectum is huge. Okay, think about this. So everything is symbolic. So the rectum is constricted because of conflict, because of abandonment, because of effort
Mm.
unreceived, not feeling good enough, not feeling supported, not feeling validated. The rectum's constricted. It's not letting things flow, letting things go because we're holding on to things. So things get backed up and cause bloating and all sorts of digestive issues. Literally, all I do is release some trapped emotions from the rectum relaxes, and things start flowing. Simple as that. I've seen it so many times. People go, like literally poop their brains out because, finally they were able to. But this goes, childhood trauma is such like growing up, not all of us. Okay, these two emotions are wreaking havoc on
Oh,
humanity: abandonment and effort unreceived, not feeling good enough, not feeling validated, not feeling supported. Think about us as teenagers in school trying to fit in and feel good about ourselves. So back then and even now, like we always, so
yeah, it
it's,
started at home. My parents didn't get along well. So
yeah,
I
so
know I got a lot of issues from
yeah.
that. I still can't hold down a normal relationship. I'm single with 2 kids. I've never been married. So there's issues there. And now you're making me cry. But
Aw.
yeah,
But it's
so
the great thing is that, I mean, I've seen this so many times, just a few trapped emotions in the different organs, especially the rectum. The rectum relaxes and things flow. So it's really amazing. The thyroid, so throat chakras, if you don't speak your truth, if you don't speak up, think about when you're back as a younger kid, things you wanted to say, if you don't, the energy gets stuck, it causes thyroid issues, it causes all sorts of issues, I don't know if you know
yeah,
about all the
yeah,
chakras,
this, uh-huh. But we can
but
get into that
everything.
next time because unfortunately we're out of time. Sorry we had a late start today. We had some technical issues, but I'm glad you worked it out. Let's remind everyone how we can reach out to you. By the way, I just found you on Instagram, so I know it's Cardinal Healings on Instagram, and you're also on Facebook. And
um, Facebook and then the website. Just be careful. Cardinal Healings is somebody, scam, so much scamming going on lately. Somebody made a duplicate account in Instagram _1 or something, but Cardinal Healings is the real account.
got it.
Just Cardinal Healings. But yeah, so book a session. I'm telling you, I would say I have 99.9 great of, there's always that one person that has to do the deeper work or has karmic
Yes.
stuff. But I mean, everyone, whether it's the alignment, I do an acupuncture session, the energy they feel, it's like a real hands-on acupuncture session, energy releasing, energy flowing. It's so cool. So
Wow.
if this resonates with you, just reach out and give it a try. I mean, if you're open to it, you'll see miracles.
Thank you so much, Debbie. Looking forward to speaking with you again, hopefully soon. And
Yeah.
please follow her there on social media as well. And it's cardinalhealings.com.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you so much. You have a great day. And to all of our
Thanks.
listeners and viewers, thank you. We appreciate you and stay tuned.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.